Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and today we're going to be diving back into this mind crunch that is the automation of Better with Mod stuff. So, I'll see you guys in just a bit. So, our work on our little mini factory here is still going to continue. We have to do a little bit more work today. Some people were saying use minecarts for this. I did see in the comments, but the problem I have with using minecarts is we do have flames under here. So that would kind of be a little weird having that. Also, I need to kind of address the elephant in the room about last episode. I didn't know how the block dispenser works. Myself thought that it needed a timer. Like most block dispensers I've ever used, they require timers. So that's why I assumed that. But much like most people that assume things, well, they're not always right. So, what this does is, we say we put the blocks in. If we give it a redstone signal and then break the block, it's supposed to place another block when it disappears. So, if there is a block there and we depower it, it will break the block. So let me demonstrate this. So if it's powered and I unpower it, it should break the block in front of it, like that, and pick it up. But if the block is in it, and we then power it, it will turn on and it will work. So I was using it wrong for one thing, trying to use that to make it work, which I'm sure that this would work if we use it a little bit different, but it doesn't. It's not going to be as compact, I think, as that. And I think my understanding of this is far beyond that. It doesn't work as I would think it would. I guess. I don't know. Everybody has their own way of doing things. So I'm just going to go with the block placers we currently have in this pack. Whenever I'm stuck and I have to use this block dispenser, it may be easier, but I also noticed that when I tried to use the hopper ducts to pipe items into this, I think maybe there's a specific side it has to go in, whereas the open block placers, there's not. It doesn't require a specific location, so that makes it a little bit easier. But anyways, I digress. Let's take all of these unfired irons. I don't know why I'm filled with unfired irons when this should fire them. We're gonna need to get our mill set up. Because we're going to need to set up a mill, and from that mill is going to drop down. So we're going to replace the mill we have over here, and that mill is going to drop down, and it's going to get our other section ready when we go to automate the other part. Because we should be able to automate this part, at least I think so. We may have to, do some odd and end things, but I think we might be able to automate this. Or we should be able. Everything here should be automatable. It's actually supposed to be automatable. So I don't see why we wouldn't be able to do so. But let's go ahead and grab a few of the things that we're going to need, like all the hoppers. There's a lot of hoppers here, and yeah, it took a while to make these. So let's go ahead and grab them. There we go, perfect. We can even take the chest, why not? Alright, so let's head back. And I think I might want to set this a little bit higher. It doesn't, I don't think it matters that much. But we do need to figure out something. So this is going to need a block to be placed underneath it. And there is a way we can set up a comparator to give this, give a dropper enough power to actually drop the right amount of items into it, and then use a hopper to actually pick the item up. But first, like I said, we need to get a mill, because we're going to need all this, we're going to need to just have a way of grinding up the netherrack. Let's go ahead and throw that there. Alright. So, the mill can be powered from the front, the top side, as well as the bottom. We've showed the bottom, so let's worry about the top. Let's take this. We're going to extend power off of this side. And I think what we can do, which, I mean, it's not going to be that big of a deal. We got to be careful because we can't go any further down. So if I place this here, there's going to be one here, and then this has to be surrounded by blocks of some sort. So let's try and get that done. Let's see what we can do here. And this will have its own little enclosed area, which is what we'll have to have to have. Alright, so block there. Now, I think this can't be open. So what I may do is bring this up one and have this actually kind of raised off the ground. Because the way we have it now is just, it's not going to work with our mob farm being underneath there. So I'm going to power this from the bottom. And then all around, which may, yeah, we should be able to do this. All around, we're gonna have it covered up for the most part. And let's get some cobblestone. And down here is going to be our hoppers. Like that. Alright, so our hoppers, we want those to go in a certain direction. And we want them to go into, I think a chest would be suitable for this. Right? At least for now, until we get things sorted out. So let's set our chest here. And then we're going to wrap this all around. And like I said, this is not the best way to do this. This is literally just me experimenting, me having fun with this. Doing the same thing you guys should do. You should just experiment around, just have fun. You know, don't feel like you need to be in a rush to do this a certain way. I feel like I missed some hoppers, didn't I? There's got to be some hoppers back at the base that I missed. Because we had the whole thing surrounded. Alright, let's head back. I do feel like my diamond pick is just right on the edge there, man. This poor pick. Oh yeah, I totally missed these hoppers. I thought so. Let's take this armor off. We are much faster without it on. We only need that diamond armor in the midst of danger. There we go. Alright. So let's hop back up here. And we're good. Okay. Cobble. And we'll grab some more of that. And like I said, this is going to be surrounded by cobble. Here is going to be a little bit different. We're not going to we got to make sure this is not blocked here. As it was. But I think that's fine. I don't think if any items go in that direction, I'm not going to be super worried about it. There we go. Now, we are going to need some way to get items in. I'll worry about that soon. Let's go ahead and flip this. And that'll turn this into a normal hopper, in which we can then throw items in. But like I said, for right now, it's not a huge concern of mine. So, the ability to put stuff in here, we have that. Everything gets dropped down and it will land in this chest. Alright, so let's move on to the next big step. And I think we're going to extend that out in another one of these directions, or possibly run it. I think we should run the stuff underneath here, and then expand our section on this side, where we have the automated filtered hopper. So we are going to need to move power. We're going to need to move all this mill power. We have the ability to do that just back here. I don't think this redstone will interfere with that. At least it shouldn't. There we go. Alright. This is going to get very hard to maneuver very soon. I think we have redstone here, don't we? Yeah. We're gonna have to break the redstone. Sorry, redstone. I will fix you. Alright, let's hope that this block is powered. Will that affect this block? I almost bet it will. We'll see. We'll see. It does. Okay, so we're going to push this back one. Just what we're going to do. Where that's here, we're going to put this here. We'll just rotate it. There we go. Alright. We need to keep pushing this because, like I said, this needs to be powered. So we're going to push this back more. And I think we might be able to fit this guy over here. There we go. Just like that. Awesome. So let's sleep, and then we'll come back and we'll get this thing working. So I did just change a few things. Let me kind of go over what I was working on. So I needed this to actually push the urns in some form. So whenever they smush the urn here, it's got to go somewhere. So most likely we'll go in a hopper here. At least I think so. I think the item will get pushed out instead of just lingering where it's at. So I think this is a better option to have a piston doing this work for us. A sticky piston. And so what I did was I continued our power coming from here. So it's like free power, free clock. We can use this multiple things. And what I did, I just moved it out a little bit and added a repeater here. So this is a little bit delayed. So it doesn't place a block while this is still extended and we don't lose an item. And then over here, I just inverted the signal. So I just have this, it's flipping the signal backwards. So that way this is not pushing the item there, or pushing the block there when the item needs to be placed. It's running opposite, because this will push an item whenever it is placed. So, that's working. That's good. Let's go over here. So I did move this back, because we are going to set this filtered hopper up. We're going to have this filtered hopper placed here. Doesn't matter what direction it goes in, as long as it is being placed in a specific, or as long as it's being placed on the side of an actual axle here. And what we're going to need to do is we're going to need something to place the block and give a signal to place a block. Because underneath here, we're going to have another block placer. Now, I don't know if I can use this effectively because of how I have already been struggling with our current setup. So I'll just go with the normal, I'll just go with the block placer from Open Blocks. I don't know. It just works. I know it's probably like a sin of Better with Mods to do this, but it is going to make my life a little bit easier. So I will go ahead and set this up though. This is how I would recommend automating this. So we are going to need a block or a dropper. So let's take this, let's go ahead and make a dropper. I'm sure we have all the stuff. There we go, a dropper. Now, this little friendly face is going to be very helpful for us. Let's get up here. I'm also going to need to pillar up. Because right up top here, we're going to have a dropper facing this way. Like that. His little happy face is going to spit items into here. We also need to make sure our soul sand is in there. And that little friendly face is going to be very helpful for us. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to make an updater. So whenever an item goes here, it's going to be updated. Or it's going to update the torch. It's going to be right back here. So let me move this. There's going to be a redstone torch here. And then right here is going to be a piece of redstone that's going to power this block. And then inevitably powering this. And it times just perfectly, dropping 8 items. So it doesn't get any better than that. It times it perfect. So we are going to use some method right here. We're going to need a hopper. Let's see. Hopper. Let's get a hopper. Get a chest. Normal chest. Make another hopper. Awesome. So this hopper is going to go into a chest for right now, until we get things sorted a little bit better. I'll put the chest right here. And we're going to have a block placer place an item on the back. And then let's get our redstone set up. So we'll have a redstone torch here, and then a piece of redstone here. And this will burn out. But now that it's burnt out, whenever you place a block here, let me get a urn, now that we have one. I'll show you exactly how this works. We'll take that urn, we're going to get some of that netherrack, or ground netherrack here, that we made over this way. Throw that in there. Whenever we place this urn here, We are, well, actually, hold on, let me take this back. We do need to cover this. I can't just let this spill out all over the place. So let me do that real quick. Let me cover this. I'll actually cover it with glass to make it a little bit easier to see. And we can put a top on it. It is dark. You know what? Let me go sleep and then I'll be back. All right, so here we go. Let's go ahead and do this. Place our glass top on here. I'm just gonna make it look like this for right now. So it's all one solid piece. Might as well. Even this can be glass, whatever. It doesn't matter. We'll have it all changed to later on. But now it has a simple slot there. Let me go ahead and remove this, because it is going to drop, because it did update. And you can see the items did go here. We are going to have a way to pick those items up, just not right now. They are just going to stay there temporarily. So, let's get our urn. We're going to place our urn down. It's going to do just the right amount. Bam, we have a soul urn in there. So this is going to be our automation process. But now we have to figure out how are we going to do this. Well, we need a block placer, so let's go ahead and get one of those. So right back here, we are going to place the block placer. This is going to place these urns that we are going to move from here to the block placer. We're going to have to set up some hopper ducts or something for that. And then we're going to have to also route a method of dropping this stuff. Now, I think what we can just do is carry over the same redstone signal that we have running over here. Makes no sense to not do it this way. There we go. We're just going to run the redstone signal all the way over here, and I think there should be enough power. Okay, it's just barely enough. So what we'll do, grab our other repeater. We'll just split the repeater there. Bam. Good to go. Good to go. Okay, so now this will place a regular urn. I'm going to do half of them so that way we can get this process fully set up later on. It placed it. Okay, we ran into a issue here. This is our issue. Once this fires, we may need this on our own timer, because this will keep placing. This will place after this is done. All right, so yeah, we're gonna need a little bit different setup for this. How we're gonna manage that? Well, we'll just create our own timer. So I ended up figuring out a way so that I can utilize the same timer and not have to make another one. So what I did is I set up another block update detector. And so what it's doing now is it's going to pulse this. I did set it on a little bit of a delay from everything else, so that way things can, be a little bit off and not be exactly in the same time, because sometimes blocks may go in a little bit later. You never know. But right here, this should place a block the same time that this updates, because this actually updates this at the same time, so these should all kind of update at the same time, and the urn should fall down. Hopefully this all works. The only way to test it is to throw this in here, and this, by the way, is also going to pulse twice as fast as everything else, is to throw this in here and throw this in here, and see if we generate an urn this way. I mean, that's going to be the best way to test. And, guys, we have urns. It works. So, that managed to actually work. My redstone ingenuity is not half bad, guys. Not half bad. And we're able to keep everything a little bit more compact and keep things a little bit smaller. So we can have just kind of a face here, because that's what I want. I want like a little face so I can actually see the stuff that's working, and it not be too ugly on us. I want to be able to decorate this stuff. So the less I have to worry about it, the better off we'll be. Look at that. Awesome. The automation for this is working flawlessly, which is what I want. Bam. Okay. So now that we have this part set up, all we gotta do now is route piping. So I'm installing the last little bit of automation. This should theoretically work. We're installing our hopper ducts just to give items a place to go. All right, and we'll throw that there and here. And we're connected to this system. So now the ground netherrack will be auto-processed, run all the way over here and up and go into that. This is automatically working. I did go ahead and change my system here. What I have is now a vacuum hopper working in two different things. It's doing two separate things here. We have this going into this block placer. Now, I can't really get all the items out of the block placer just yet, but what I can do is maybe take a hopper and turn it into an upper, and then we'll get this, we'll place this here for now. We'll take this chest, throw that back there, and we'll see if we can't get this to place for us. Let's place that upper like that. Now that should, well, it's not a filtered hopper, but what we can do is, let me get this. Let me see, Hellfire. We can make it filtered, for the most part. What we can do is completely fill this whole area. And what we'll have to do is wait for this to be filled as well, because this will not fill up. I wish we could have a upside down filtered hopper, but that's not going to be a thing, is it? I don't think so. So we may have to just, you know, it's not going to place a item on the ground, so we may just have to check this periodically to see. But for right now, it should place the urns. I don't know. Let's actually get rid of this. This is not going to work. I can already see this is going to cause problems. It is totally going to cause issues. Let's pull that out. We'll figure that out. We'll figure it out eventually. But for right now, we can still access it by hand. But let's test this thing out. Let's test this thing out. So, I do, or as of right now, this is currently stuck because we don't have enough powering that. So let's get some netherrack. Doesn't matter what kind, gloomy is perfectly fine. This will start processing there. Should be filling up, should start working. Okay. We may have to make more of those. I'm just fair warning. There may need to be more. I don't know. I do know that this is every now and then. It's weird. It's rotating back and forth. Oh, maybe because it's blocked here. That makes sense. Why do we even have this, to be honest? What is this even doing? Oh, this is turning this. That's right. It's turning this on and off. Okay. Anyways. Let's do some testing. So back here is where the whole collection system starts. We're gonna have to have a way of putting items in here, and that would be clay for the most part. So let's get this started. It's gonna do the clay stuff. This is automatically spitting stuff out, by the way. It's gonna do that because this is actually going to update. But the problem is, right now we need more than what is going in here. We need at least 8 to get it started. So let's give it a little bit to get started. Yeah, we'll give it a little bit to get started, and once it'll actually pop this one off once it's done. Now, I was hoping this would actually pull that stuff out, but it doesn't seem like it will. Which, I mean, is kind of okay. We may actually be able to put a upside down hopper there. I don't know. You know what? We've been trying to use this upside down hopper. There's got to be a way we could use this upside down hopper. Will an upside down hopper work on this? Yes, it does. Oh, yes. That makes things a lot easier. Okay. So, with that being said, let's just break this all into glass shards. Does that suck our ground netherrack? Oh, it does. Oh, man. Yeah, this won't work either. This won't work either. Unfortunately, that will not work. Sad day, though, man. I thought that was going to work, but it's too fast for this process. Unless we could route that redstone signal to this hopper, it's not going to work. So, unfortunately, that's just how it's going to be. Well, we don't want this placed here, by the way. And this should be working. I think everything is flowing in. Yeah, there's the unfired urn. We're just waiting on the redstone signal, which should fire through, right? We have everything here. That placed. That should collect and drop that in there. Well, once this is done. I don't know why I have a solar in there. I gotta be careful what I place because those items will go in this. Gotta be careful. Alright, this may seem like a mess, but it should work. In the end, it should work. It is at least a work in progress. There we go. We are getting urns in some capacity that is a little bit easier than me doing it by hand. Whether this be semi-auto or not, it's somewhat doing the job. Right? 10. The only thing we were lacking is getting those items out of here. I don't think they're that big a deal. They'll eventually despawn. We don't need them that bad. Really, we don't. But look at that. Alright, guys, well. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also give this video, guys, a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And thank you for sticking around. As always, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching.